Hi guys, rise and shine. We grind, we are all fine, and the sun shines for yours and mine. My name is Tyrone, and welcome back to my show. Today, I want to talk about. Excuse me if I'm doing it a little bit late. I had a little bit of a problem with one of my other edits today, so today I'll be doing the video a little bit late. But today, I want to touch up on recognition and neglect. I feel that recognition and neglect is something that we all go through. And excuse me if I add on something. I would like to say that most of these topics that I like to touch up with you guys with is the topics that we go through every day. Whether it whether it be when we're a child, whether it be when we're a teenager, a young adult, an adult. These are all problems that we go through, and we have sort of a problem evaluating. But I want to touch up on the bias of recognition with you guys. And what I feel recognition would be the acknowledgement through validation of something ethical, meaning that unless there is some sort of evidence that it is actually true or that it actually happened or occurred, that is when the recognition comes in. I feel that recognition is only for something that actually happened or something that is true. But in terms of recognition, I would also like to talk to you that or say that there are two definitions of recognition. There is a recognition of acknowledgement or achievement, and then there is recognition of truth and validation. When we're talking about recognition, when it comes to truth and validation, we're talking about something that has actually occurred. So we're giving acknowledgement to that thing that has happened already. And when we're talking about recognition in terms of acknowledgement of achievement, we are talking about saying we are talking about commending somebody on the fact that they have done something and that we have seen them do it. You know, um, it's two different definitions but the same word. I feel that when it comes to recognition, recognition stems from the amount of family support that we receive. It stems from the amount of support from friends or colleagues. It has a lot to do with praise and attention that often makes us feel proud and joyous to receive it. You know, when it comes to recognition, it makes us feel good. It makes us feel good. It's like a kid playing a basketball game and winning the trophy. You know, it makes him feel good that he has won that trophy. And especially when his peers, his friends are able to acknowledge him and say, "Wow, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the way that you were running with the ball. I'm proud of the way that you shot the ball at the last moment." It's basically the forms of praise and the forms of attention that we receive from other people that makes us feel good. Um, when it comes to neglect, however, neglect is nonchalantly ignoring or not paying attention. And and it basically has a lot to do with people not being able to pay attention to you, whether it's ethical or not. I think neglect doesn't really have to do whether something is ethical or not, but it has everything to do with not paying attention or not acknowledging a person, place, or a thing. When it comes to us as people, we love to get acknowledged on our achievements, on our success, and just many of the other things that we go through within our lives. But some of us do happen to receive neglect, whether it be from family, friends, or peers, or colleagues. And it's both of these issues, the similarity between both of these issues is that it's something that stems from childhood. If you are most likely able to receive recognition when you were little, it's I wouldn't say a whole chance, but a 5 out of 10 chance that you're going to receive recognition when you get older. Not a lot of people that receive recognition from their peers, um, or not a lot of people that don't receive recognition from their peers can say that they haven't received recognition from others, you know? And we have to realize that sometimes it can be a childhood aspect, or sometimes it can be the fact of not just receiving the type of love or the type of acknowledgement that we need. And when it comes to neglect definitely stems from, I can say, childhood, because when it comes to the ignorance of who you're around, whether like your family first. Let's start off with the family, because when it comes to family, it teaches us how to handle others. When it comes to family, or when it comes to family neglect, the family tends to teach us how to respond to others when it comes to their accomplishments, and that's why I say it stems from childhood. And then, just like recognition, you don't have to receive recognition from your family in order for yourself to receive recognition from your colleagues or your peers. But and the same thing goes for neglect. When you receive neglect, you can take it in an aspect where it teaches you how to motivate others instead of becoming the people that have treated you that way. You know, when it comes to neglect, it's something that, like I said, it stems from us being young. It stems from us not being able, like, with our friends. Sometimes we might not even want to receive acknowledgement from our family. We might want to receive it from our friends, and our friends don't give us that form of acknowledgement. It does make us feel bad, because those are our friends. But feelings not being validated or without the forms of acknowledgement or acceptance is a form of neglect. So what's important, or the reasoning that I have written this down, was because of the fact that most of us go through recognition, and most of us go through neglect, and most of us go through both of those things, not knowing which one to handle, basically. I feel when it comes to recognition and acknowledgement, I feel that recognition is more important than neglect, because of how many of us go through forms of neglect. I feel that there's a difference from detaching, and there is a difference from neglecting. And when you neglect, you purposely ignore. When you detach, you remove yourself. So it's better to recognize and give a person praise, or say that you commend them on, or commendation, basically saying that you are thankful or you praise them on that specific thing, instead of neglecting one another. I feel that neglecting, it gives us a form of separation from relationships, experiences, and it doesn't help us accept and receive with open arms. I just talked about giving and receiving. I'll leave that description in the link below. Um, you know, Everything that we learn about, it comes hand in hand, and everything is so connected. Everything is literally just in connection to each other. So when it comes to recognition is a form of giving, while on the other end, for the other person that is receiving that recognition, it is receiving. They're on the receiving end. And when it comes to neglect, you're also giving, or you're receiving neglect too. But we know what we should give as human beings, and we know what we shouldn't give. Neglect usually stems from hidden animosities and jealousies, and recognition stems from forms of humility. You know, when we are able to recognize what a person is able to do or what a person is able to accomplish or succeed in, then we are saying, you know what, we might be able to learn. We might be able to learn from that person, or we might be able to, in a way, grasp. Because when you leave room for open recognition, you leave open for acknowledgement, but you also leave it for learning. You leave it for learning, because when you neglect and you ignore, you don't know what you might get out of that aspect, whatever that may be. You know. So I want to tell you guys that it is important to rather recognize and commend or motivate one another based off of their accomplishments, and say that we praise them, or say that we are happy and we are proud of them, instead to say that I'm going to ignore, or I'm just not going to pay attention, or I'm just not going to feed into that. It's important for us to be able to come together instead of breaking away from each other. It's important for togetherness instead of separation. I hope that this video could have been a blessing to you guys. If it was, please leave a thumbs up. Please comment. I love to see you guys commenting, just to get different forms of input from you guys, or what you might have thought about the video. And I also like to receive subscribers, and just see who actually likes the content, so I can create more content. And I also like to see the comments, mainly to figure out what else I can add, because I like to hear from you guys. I like to be able to get different forms of input, so I can adjust, or not adjust, but I can decipher what I can and what I can't use during certain videos. But I want you guys to know that you're not alone throughout these journeys. God is always with you. I always want to let you know that I love you. I hope you guys all have a beautiful day, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.